To me, it tastes like an apple-y version of a banana that you have in the store.
Like ripe apple?
No, it's really smooth. I don't know, it's just extremely enjoyable. And I didn't like you doing that, but.
Sorry.
All right, hey everybody, this is Sal and Paul, and I'm very excited. He's gonna give us a pup of this blue Java or ice cream banana. So it's native to Southeast Asia. As you can see in the background, Sal is an expert of banana grower in my opinion. Look at the varieties. He has, I think, something like 15. And what I do know about, I did learn about bananas is you can see it's actually a pseudostem. So they're related to tulips, and the stem is actually not really a stem at all, and it's just a bunch of rolled up leaves basically that transport through xylem and phloem. And they also are very shallow rooted. And when they get large here, they will need some type of support, as you can see. Because they do need some sort of trellis. And once the mother plant here produces the banana, it will die, but the pups will regenerate. So Sal, what can you tell us about the blue Java variety banana? Can you give us some more information about it?
Well, like it's when it gets mature, it'll be like yellow but with a blue tint on it.
So how long would you say these up here have before they're mature? Like
A couple of months, because it usually takes about a year for most of the banana varieties to ripen.
Mm-hmm. And do you cut off the flower at all, or do you leave this and let it be?
I leave it because I feel it gives it nutrients, but most people cut it off.
And if they do cut it off, what time period do they then off? Like around now or later?
Yeah, about right now, because right now it'll be a good time to cut it, and then the plants keep on growing.
Okay. And I also learned that in Southern California here, where we live, that once the temperature drops below 50, you don't really want to water your banana plants, and over 100 degrees, they really don't tolerate that higher temperature. But as you can see, Sal's been having success with his varieties of bananas. For how many years have you been growing bananas?
Since about the 80s.
Wow. And on a scale of 1 to 10, what do you think of this variety and taste-wise?
I like it. It has this kind of apple-y taste to it. Mm-hmm. I think that's the I could describe it. Each banana tastes way different. If you have like 2 or 3 different varieties and taste them, they're just totally different.
So these are totally ripe. Sal says they may be even slightly overripe. They've been on this plant for about a year, give or take, and we're gonna get to taste some of these today. So I'm really excited to cut my first bunch. Sal warned me, he said be careful because the sap that comes out of here, the juice, can stain your clothing. So what I'm gonna do is get a nice firm grip and just cut it straight across. There we go.
That came off easy.
It did. I thought it was gonna kind of squirt me and juice me and ruin my clothes, but it did not. That sap does come out pretty quick, and it kind of reminds me of cutting a euphorbia or like a sticks on fire. So it's definitely leaking. So that's very interesting. But man, we are going to get situated here, and we're gonna try to eat some of these and taste them. All right, I'm super stoked. Sal let us cut this down, and we're gonna taste our first ice cream banana, or blue Java. You can see the difference in color here.
Yeah, they really changed.
Yeah, definitely. This is about 6 months old, and so we cut it just to show you kind of the blue tint to it. It's really, really beautiful. They're even kind of a more blue when they're really small. But you can see this one's starting to get some coloring, but you can just see how much it's thickened and fattened up.
And it kind of looks like yellow squash or something.
It does. And the skin doesn't feel like the bananas in the store, I would say. I mean, it feels a little thinner slightly. So either way, I cannot wait any longer. I need to try this out.
I know. The perfect banana.
And not the perfect cut. All right. So I do remember last time we were here, Sal reminded me, or said that it tasted with a bit of an apple texture, or flavor.
Somebody said the vanilla too.
A bit of apple,
That's
vanilla?
a big banana.
That sounds wonderful. Wow. Mmm, that is really good.
Is it good?
I see why they call it ice cream. To me, it tastes like an apple-y version of a banana that you have in the store.
Like ripe apple?
No, it's really smooth. I don't know, it's just extremely enjoyable. And I didn't like you doing that, but.
Sorry.
Full call. I forgive you.
Oh yeah, it's real mushy.
Mushy, but
but good. It's pleasant, but mushy.
I like it a lot. I could eat this, and I would probably want some in banana bread. It'd be really good.
I could see that. It's got a bit of tartness to it too in the back end.
It's way more complex in a good way
Yeah.
than a banana you buy in the store.
Oh, absolutely. Definitely more depth of flavor.
At the base here,
That's tasty.
that's the best part of it, right in here.
That's really good. That's better than those Chiquita bananas.
Oh,
you
this
get.
is wonderful. All right, I'm going to grow these. My mind is made up. I would have to say that, hands down, this is like twice as good in my opinion as the store-bought bananas.
Oh, at least. And more dynamic.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm speechless. I just kind of want you to turn that off so I could eat this. Hey everybody, this is Paul, and my friend Sal gave me this beautiful little Praying Hands banana pup. Now the problem is when we cut it, we accidentally damaged it there, see? So there are some roots on this side, and so what I'm gonna do, or what I've done so far, is I'm gonna use this rooting hormone. I really like this Hormex rooting powder number 8, and I mixed it up with some water. So I put it in to this water here. It's not the best angle there, sorry. But I mixed it up, and it doesn't mix up that well. It doesn't really make a paste like I was hoping. And so what I'm gonna do is just kind of douse it with this kind of mixture. Now you do not want to breathe it. You don't want to breathe this rooting hormone, but I'm getting a lot of rooting hormone kind of wet, and it's almost like a paste. I wish I'd applied a little bit less water, but I have a feeling that this is gonna really hopefully help this beautiful little Praying Hands pup. Don't want it to rot or die. So this has been my strategy. So I gave it 2 nice coats. That's the second coat. Put it onto the roots as well. Again, do not breathe this. You don't want to breathe this. Rooting hormone is really bad for you. And that should be about good. So now my next step is I really think that good drainage is key. So I use a rich potting mixture, which is basically Fox Farms Happy Frog potting soil. It has pumice, perlite, vermiculite, and about 30 to 40% coconut coir, with the husk and the pith and all the goodness. So now it's dry soil, so I'm gonna leave it in here for a couple days and place it in my greenhouse. So let's see how it works. Let me just tie this up here so it doesn't fall. And let's see how this strategy works. Now, temperature is important, along with making sure that you don't overwater it. You don't want it to rot. Take off these gloves and show you this beautiful little Praying Hands variety. So lovely fruit. If you haven't seen it before, it looks like fused hands. And I'm really excited to finally have this. So thank you, Sal, my buddy. Appreciate all the new banana varieties you've given me. And as you can see, I'm gonna do my best to treat it right. Now I probably will, even for added little luck or measure, I'm gonna just dump kind of some of this around the base. And now I'm just gonna let it be. So there you go. That's gonna be my strategy to hopefully get this beautiful pup to survive. So I'm gonna go put it in the greenhouse now and treat it right. So this is a San Jose banana. Check it out. Super cool. And Sal was nice enough to give me one yesterday to try. It tasted delicious, and I'll taste this one for you in a minute. But here are some of the new arrivals here. So this is a San Jose banana, this variety, and it's similar to a Del Monte, and it was introduced to San Diego directly from a plantation in Central America. And it was collected from an area outside of the capital of Costa Rica, from what I could find online. So Sal was nice enough to hook me up 2 of them. And this variety performs well in California, and it produces very large bunches of high quality fruit. And I'm about to taste one for you. So I'm really, really excited. Now, a cool fact about this banana here, this San Jose, is that it was imported by Peggy Winters and Jim Nitzel. And if you know about dragon fruit, Jim Nitzel and Paul Thompson were friends and part of the California Rare Fruit Growers Association. So Jim Nitzel, he was the president of California Rare Fruit Growers, like I said. He also introduced the Jim Loquat, macadamias, and some other rare banana varieties. So I'm really excited to have this plant, or these plants, and I'm excited to eat this banana here in a second. But I should probably talk about the other bananas really quick. So the first one on the left is unknown. The one right here in front center is a beautiful blue Java. I just got it potted. I'm gonna put it in the greenhouse. And next to that is, what is that one? A Saba. It's a Saba banana. And then these again are San Jose, which they do get pretty large. I saw the mother plants, and they were at least, I'd say, about 15 feet. And then this one is the Praying Hands banana. So I'm really excited to have this variety, although we accidentally damaged it when we plucked it out of the soil yesterday. So I'm gonna try to take care of this and use some rooting powder and put it in the greenhouse. All right, let's eat this banana. Let's go try it out. So here it is, and let's give it a shot. Well, the one I had yesterday, it was hard to really describe the flavor. I mean, it's much better than a store-bought banana, but it was definitely different than the blue Java that we had from Sal's. It was wonderful. So here it is. Let's try it out. It's a beautiful texture, not too creamy, but a bit more firmer than store-bought varieties. But man, it's like really almost like fluffy banana cotton candy-ish kind of flavors going on here. It's really hard to describe, but extremely enjoyable. Lovely little banana. The peel, it's got a nice thickness to it, so it should protect the fruit. And I don't want to slip on that. But look at that texture. If I squeeze it, you can see it's really firm. So much more firmer than a store-bought variety, or the typical store-bought variety. And this one just has such a lovely, complex, kind of light and cotton candy texture. I don't know, how am I saying cotton candy, or why? It's because it's kind of like fluffy texture. That's what I'm trying to say. But I would give this a 9 out of 10. Absolutely delicious banana. San Jose. We're talking about Misi Luki.
Misi Luki.
Misi Luki. Did I say it right? So this variety of banana is from Samoa, and he says is even better and sweeter. He says it's twice as good as the blue Java that we got to eat. So why, Sal? What do you think? Is it a higher sugar content?
It's, in a sense, sweeter. It tastes just better. It's like if it's got a totally different taste.
Is it more of a white inside or a yellow?
It's a more of a white.
Okay, and when it's fully ripe, they'll be larger than this? This is probably
No, this is pretty much what it gets.
Okay.
That's what's classified as a dessert banana, so they're sweet.
So a dessert banana, it's going to stay small and petite like this, and then we'll just, when they're ripe, it'll be yellow?
Yes.
Okay. How long would you estimate this has been on the plant for?
Okay, this will probably take
flower.
This will probably take another 6 months to ripen.
Oh,
Really?
wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's only about 180 days in right now?
Yeah, at this stage, if, for example, you get a lot of heat, the heat helps it ripe faster.
So if we have a nice stretch of warm weather, these will be ripe faster. Okay. And again, we talked about before, you do not cut the flower part on the bottom.
No.
You believe it sends energy to the fruit.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I agree with that. I've seen some people cut the flower off, but again, I like Sal's method of just leaving it alone. I think that's better.
Seems that's what nature wants to have happen, right?
Nature intended it for a reason.
Yeah, there's got to be some reason why it stays.
And how do you feel about cold hardiness? Is this variety do pretty well in San Diego?
Well, yeah, because, okay, around here, last night it was 44 degrees here. You can see them that the only thing that gets damaged are the leaves. But they'll eventually come back, yeah.
So is the damage mainly, the yellowing is from the cold?
Yeah, but you also have to realize that the way I structure my garden is, the back alley has a lot of wind coming in. So if you look up there in back of this banana, there's that big old giant white zapote. and the sides there's more different trees. So it's actually being protected somewhat.
So you kind of created a shelter using different trees.
Yeah, and you also have to realize that in your yard, there's different zones. So
like microzones.
Microclimates.
Microclimates. So you also have to kind of like go around and actually really figure out where your microclimates are.
And so this, you selected this area because one, you have the nice trees to block the wind, and then it still gets a nice amount of sun.
Yeah.
Okay. So again, this is Misi Luki?
Misi Luki, yeah.
Misi Luki, and it's a Samoan variety of dessert banana. Good morning. Today I'm going to teach you how to amend your native soil for edible banana varieties. Now, bananas generally thrive in rich, fertile, well-draining soil. And the best location for them to grow would be in an abandoned compost heap. They would love that. They like thick layers of mulch and organic matter, and they like chicken manure, and they like things that are high in nitrogen and potassium. They like to be in slightly acidic soil with a pH of 6.3 to 6.8. Now this was labeled at my local Lowe's as an edible banana variety. And you can see they didn't do such a good job explaining what it is. So I put this banana, a photo of it or a few online, and to some forums, and they believe that this is a dwarf CAVENDISH, which I would agree after researching it a bit. So we'll see, but let me go show you how I mix up some amendment for the native soil. Let's get to work. So here's what it looks like dry. It's a great amendment. It's going to provide plenty of aeration for your banana plants. So I use this on dragon fruit and I have great results so far. This is what it looks like wet. So it's going to retain plenty of moisture and yet also provide aeration for your bananas. So what I like to use is, don't use the coconut peat. You have to use this coconut coir with all three parts of the husk. It has the fibers, which you can see. It's got the chips, which are here, larger chunks, and then that very fine coconut peat that you can see here. So that is key, using that. And then what I like to do at about a ratio of 3 to 1, you can amend it with these earthworm castings, or any earthworm castings, but give these guys a shot and you can get 10% if you use our code Paul. But great products. And in addition, I added some Happy Frog potting soil by Fox Farms. I love this stuff. Bat guano, mycorrhizal fungi, and more. And then I added some chicken manure, which is composted, which is organic as well. And then a little bit of vermiculite because I had it around and I like to retain that moisture. That's key. So I put it into a cardboard box and I give it a great mix. So I'll mix this up for you and let's see the last step. It's late afternoon, so this spot gets some shade so it won't cook in our climate in Southern California. So this is a perfect spot for this dwarf CAVENDISH. So I dug the hole and it's plenty deep and plenty big, and I already amended the soil with the wet mixture. So now I'm gonna make sure I don't plant it too deep into the soil. So I want it a little bit higher there. What I like to do is just get it nice and level. About a spot that I think is great. There we go. And then I'm just gonna fill it in with that soil mixture we made. And you don't want to breathe it, right? You never really want to breathe in any soil mixture. It's not good for you. Okay, so I think it needs a little bit more. Perfect. Okay, we have some drippers here. I'm gonna place 4 of them. And then I'll water it by hand as well. monitor this soil for moisture. All right, it's looking pretty good. I'm gonna water it in, call it a day. So there you go. Give us a like and a subscribe, and amend your soil, and your bananas will grow quickly, and you will be happy. All right, have a wonderful day. Take care.